On June 1st, 1990, the band Pavement released their second extended play on the independent label Drag City. This EP, like their first, Sleigh Tracks 1933 to 1969, was shrouded in mystery and in noise and in pop sensibility. Today, we begin the exploration of this second EP, Demolition Plot J7, by examining the first of the 6 songs contained within. We'll be discussing Forklift, and who knows what we might learn along the way. We might even end up meeting Malcolmus. Welcome to Meeting Malcolmus, a Pavement podcast. Hey, it's JD, and welcome to Meeting Malcolmus, a Pavement podcast. I am still uncool and unqualified, but guess what? I got to talk to Spiral Stairs, and I'm going to share some of that interview with you later on this episode. We are going to, basically the next 6 episodes, we're going to focus on Demolition Plot J7, and today specifically we are going to talk about Forklift and a little bit of the background leading up to the recording of Demolition Plot, which happened the 16th and 17th of October 1989, a mere 9 months after recording Sleigh Tracks. Although it wouldn't be released until the following summer, June of 1990, the sessions were recorded and released on Drag City as Demolition Plot J7. So there is a lot to dig into with, what Steven had been up to in the interim, from the end of the recording session of Sleigh Tracks up until the beginning of the recording session for Demolition Plot, and what Spiral had been up to. He, in fact, had been continuing to jam out songs with another band, and he was working with a drummer, and you know what? I will let him tell the story. So this comes from my interview now with Scott Camberg. You'll be hearing much more of this as we move along, but this is Spiral.
All of a sudden, all these kind of people started writing me and saying, can we order 5 copies or 20 copies of Sleigh Tracks? And so, I'd send them off and they'd send me a check, and kind of around the same time, Dan Koretsky was starting Drag City, and we were actually supposed to be the very first release on Drag City, but it took us a while to record the songs. But yeah, so he said, like, I want to put out your next record. And so it's kind of around the time Steve came back, and I had already kind of been playing with a couple guys I was living in Sacramento, and I was playing with like my roommate who was on drums, and a couple other guys, and we made up like Forklift, and I think we made up like 2 states and stuff like that. And then Steve rolled into town, and he's like, let's make another single. And so that's when we went back to Gary's and did the songs for Demolition Plot.
Was there even a question of going back to Gary's? Like, or was it just that's where we're going? Like, we did Sleigh Tracks there and it felt good, or
yeah,
that's what it was, or
it was the easiest thing to do because his parents, he was staying with his parents, and my parents still lived there, and
gotcha.
We just I drove over to his house and picked him up, and we went to Gary's. And Gary was so jealous because the roommate, drummer, played on Forklift, and Gary was like super jealous. Drummers, I don't know what it is about drummers, but they get so jealous other people play. So anyway, this other guy, Jason, was our drummer, and we recorded that, and I recorded it. I mean, we did it so quick. I really don't remember much about,
That's cool.
Actual recording it, but I know it was probably done in a day.
So that's from my interview with Spiral Stairs. I can't even begin to imagine that you can, get that shit accomplished inside a day. Nowadays, we have access to so many more tools, and we can dig so much deeper and do editing and overdubbing in such an easier way. You're not splicing tape. But on the other hand, as Malcolm has said in an interview that I watched with him yesterday, oftentimes is like take 3, take 2. We're just doing this. We're going to do this, and you're done a song. You're done a song. That brings us to Forklift, the first track from Demolition Plot J7, and I think the brightest shining star on this record. It's almost disappointing that it's the first track because it shines so bright. That's not to say that the rest of the record isn't good. It's just this is such a bright shining star that it's tough to follow up, if that makes sense. This song, there is a number of different things going on. You've got a keyboard pattern, da, 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 da. Much more high pitch, or higher key, but it repeats during the chorus, and you've got the dot dot dadas. You've got a fuzzed out introduction, and then you've got well, you know what? I'm gonna cede the microphone to Spiral Stairs again for a moment, and then I'll come back, wrap up my talk about Forklift, and we'll listen to the track.
I actually have the original recording of that with my roommate and another guy that lived like downstairs, who was like Mexican, and he sang like these weird lyrics in Mexican. Like, I mean, Alchemist wasn't involved yet.
Gotcha.
And but you could hear the ba ba ba's there, and the chord structures there, and I'd love to release that one day. But yeah, we had that. We had the riff. We had the kind of melody, and and then Steve just made up these insane lyrics. And
thanks again, Spiral. This is JD back again about those lyrics. More importantly than the lyrics themselves, the delivery, the almost rap like, it's very similar to Conduit for Sale, the way Malcolmus delivers the Forklift verses, and it's really cool. It's something we haven't heard thus far. We're 6 tracks into this band called Pavement, and we haven't heard the vocals done quite this way yet. As for the specifics, like the lyrics themselves, I don't know. This song is like a song of desolation. This is a real blue collar track. This is a forklift driver or a kid, maybe somebody who's just come out of school, and they want a job, and they're driving forklift, and they take what little money they earn driving the forklift and head to Nevada on the weekends and play slot machines and play blackjack and lose all their money, and then the week starts anew. So it's real. I mean, as far as actual lyrics here, let me pull them up. Greetings, spent day riding forklift. Mother says no. Can I forklift me? Wait it because I need money, and work time is my life, not hers. But what does it mean? ? Cash, ? Sweating and puking. This is just a bunch of ? You can try again later. Pay me. But of course work sucks, so spend week in Nevada dancing with old lady full of nickels and dimes. Makes me tired, lose myself, lose my cash, but get real drunk. And when I'm drunk, I go over to dealer Bobby from Iowa and say, hello, Bobby. Give me something more than 21. Nothing left back home with Forklift, driving past boss Kramer, age 24, Delta High, PhD. So, says Mr. Kramer, tired of work. Let me poof this forklift. Let me puff this forklift. Then I ask that you serve as a forklift too. Christmas, Christmas. Fucked up, but it's there. It's there. There's desolation. There's that feeling of claustrophobia again, being in Stockton and doing this blue collar work and just hating it. And, escaping for that brief, that brief bit in Nevada, and maybe getting real drunk is a good thing in this case. Anyway, let's listen to the track. There's a lot here. It's a great track. This is from Demolition Plot, Forklift, by Pavement, on Meeting Malcolmus, a Pavement podcast. Meeting Malcolmus, a Pavement podcast, is a weekly affair. You can listen, share, rate, and review the show wherever you get your podcasts. For more information about the show, go to www.meetingmalcolmus.com. I tweet and Instagram at Meeting Malcolmus. Steven, are you listening?